Hi everybody. This is just a quick wrap up about the revival of my Nixdorf 8810/25 luggable computer, which is just a rebadged Panasonic Senior Partner RL- 7000H something. Don't know if I get this right. We'll write it down in the comment section. Why do I make this video? Because I got this vintage machine, which is from 1984, just because of pure reminiscence. It has no everyday use today in 2026, but it was in quite a good condition, except extremely filthy. So that's what I need to do in the next step before reassembling it. You see the unit is quite disassembled and it gave me a bit of pain. So what I do have here is a Gotek, a floppy emulator with a flash floppy software, but the original 5.25-inch floppy disk drive, 360 kilobytes, is still good. It will go back in. I just did this to transfer some data to the disk. And yeah, first of all, I mean, here you see some floppy disk here. Please excuse the mess here. Really shameful. This is because I'm absolutely full. I have no space left in my home. This is on my dining table, and I'm really glad when I have reassembled everything and it's put back to work that I get back my dining table and get rid of this mess. So this was the pain point. It didn't boot from the disk drive, and it didn't even spin up, so I applied some oil to the spindle. Still didn't. It then spun up with a grinding noise, and then spun down, and that's what it does. It spins up, spins down with some noise, and the controller reports an error. And yeah, to no avail. Maybe I added more oil to the spindle than for my own good. Don't know if I completely wrecked that drive, so it's not working. So I had to make a decision. Got some vintage drive from eBay, or get something else which is more reliable and more predictable. And I got this. Needs to go back in. I'm currently printing a frame on the 3D printer so I can put this back in place of the hard disk. This is a custom PCB. On the back side is a Beagle Bone Black microcontroller. This is a project by David Gesswein. He did that. He created that. And yeah, it works. It got a Debian Linux on the microcontroller, and you start the emulation software, and yeah, and it acts as a 10 megabyte MFM drive. And yeah, and this is what the computer has been capable of. There's no chance to configure the drive geometry, parameters, some such. So what you have to do, there's no BIOS that you can boot into. Yeah, you have to do a low-level format, and all the usual procedures to do that did fail. So I was quite desperate yesterday evening, but then I got a hint and was forwarded to a website, which I will also link, how to invoke the low-level format program from debug by entering some assembler code through debug. and then finally performing this and setting the boot sector to blanks, so that when later on you use fdisk, it is not being confused. So I did this, and after 10 minutes or some such, the debug returned to its prompt. Then I did the second step, blanking out sector 0, or filling it with zeros, and then I rebooted into DOS, did fdisk, recognized that virtual drive, did the partitioning, reboot, format C/S, and copied all the systems file, and it's working. I'm so happy I could do this Snoopy happy dance. And just for everybody who has such a computer and wants to revitalize it, there is a chance. I was almost desperate because this is not a very popular machine and very difficult to find information, and also the vendor material, systems manual, and so they don't go that into detail. I reckon that back then they didn't thought that installing a new MFM drive is something that the end user should do. So they didn't unveil that information. Yeah, so that's it. And you see there's the cowling, needs some cleanings, needs some repair, and really looking forward to it. And yeah, and this is, as an old man, this is a part of my youth. And when you touch it, when you start it, when you toy around with it, you all of a sudden feel 40 years younger. So yeah, that's it. Brief, and don't want to lengthen that video beyond reason. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.